Hey, it's me, Unapologetically T, and I'm getting sleepy, but I'm writing and stuff, releasing a lot of things. It is a lot of full moon energy around for the energetic beings that can feel it, and so I am releasing a lot of things that I need to release. And one of the things I have been having like this beautiful realization is, and I want to say this publicly, is back then when I was living my life, I knew my flaws. I knew my flaws. I think that's one of the beautiful things about me is that on average I know my flaws. Just the same way I think I knew my flaws more than I knew my good traits. And so back then, on average, I thought I was a good person. And I'm gonna look in the camera. I back then, when I was living my life prior to 2023, on average I thought I was a good person. During the time while I was shedding and I was going through purging and getting out a lot of traumatic experiences, cutting off ties with people I thought were friends because I didn't know what real friendship was, um, cutting energetic ties with parental figures because I didn't know what being a real parent was. Um, just telling the truth about so many things about myself and other people, but like just cutting off ties with things that literally were not aligned with me. Back then, I thought I was a good person. I thought I was a good person. And I'm just here to say I was not a good person overall. Sure, in life, I've done some beautiful fucking things. I'm sure there are some people who would literally vouch for that. And I don't just say some, there's probably a lot of people that will vouch for how I impacted their life in a positive way. There are some people can literally vouch for me what I'm about to say. I was not a good person. I was very unstable. And I'm still working to find stability. So, I was very unstable. I have been through a lot of trauma. That is no excuse. I am looking back. I was not a good person. Not only just to other people, I was not a good person to myself. I do care about other people, but I am just seeing how much of a betrayal I was to myself. I had friendships that I had no fucking business being in, but I kept them and maintained them because I was scared of being alone or being a person to say that like I don't have anyone because I didn't have anyone. And even though I had those connections, and when I say anyone, I mean I did not have healthy physical relationships on average. And so I kept certain friendships just for the namesake to say I had these friendships. Um, just to say that, like me and such, it's been rocking and, like that, like, but never really, taking an audit of how literally life kept showing me, we're not on the same page. Um, and when I say that, I mean, there were plenty of situations that have happened between anybody I've had to cut off from 2023 to now. There are plenty of situations well before the cutoff point that let me know you're not a match for me. Because I'm not here to badmouth right now. I'm just here to logically assess and feel my feelings and emotions. So logic and emotions, I wasn't a good person. Not only was that not being a good person to myself, but that's also not being a good friend for real. Because I'm not being real with you and saying that like, hey, look, you got me fucked up. I'm not being real with you and saying you had me fucked up since day one. What I kept doing was shoving that shit down deep because literally I was accustomed to settling. I'm tired of fucking settling for fucked up relationships. I'm tired of being a fucking part of why my relationships with good people don't last long. I'm tired of that. Like literally, I am a problem on my own. Even cutting ties with these people, when you start to, like, a lot of people don't talk about, like, when you have been abused, how you pick up tendencies from that abuse. and how you have to be real with your motherfucking self and literally work through that shit. You have to call yourself out on where you are going wrong, or you're gonna keep repeating the cycles. I chased unavailable men. That shit was a drug to me. That shit is a drug to me, and I'm still working through that shit. Like, why are you chasing unavailable men? Like, what's going on? And I know what's going on now. So now it's a lot of spiritual work of healing those father wounds, healing those mother wounds. Of course you're going to chase emotionally unavailable people, because literally that's what you grew up with. You grew up tap dancing for people to be emotionally available for you. And so literally learning that, but also learning in that same sense of, I'm betraying myself. I'm not a good person. I look back on some of my ideologies. I was not a good person, baby. I used to thought it was the woman's fault. It was our fault. We crazy all the time. And no, individually, this shouldn't be about who the woman's fault, the man's fault. We should be looking at each other as individuals. As individuals, we should be looking at each other as holding each other accountable as individuals, and who is distributing certain behaviors. But I thought we was a problem. Thought we was the whole problem and nothing but the problem. And I say that for a lot of different reasons. I say that for a lot. We women are literally taking the blame for a lot of shit. And I'm not saying that there aren't women that literally fit the type. What I'm saying is, I was brainwashed to think that, like, automatically, like, it was our fault. That became my own detriment. That ideology and thinking became my own detriment. I carried weight and burdens that wasn't even mine to fully carry. I wasn't a good person. Anybody who actually loved me, and I knew they loved me, and I knew they were real, and I knew they were authentic, like, I pushed them away because I felt like something was wrong with me. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to hold up the act in longevity, and I did not want to hurt them, and I did not want to damage the relationship. These last 2 years, I didn't give a fuck. I just showed who the fuck I was. I was tired. I thank God for that. I don't give a fuck how messy it looks. I do know that one thing transpired where I publicly outed a person that I called my friend for years. The only thing that I am going to apologize for is me telling personal business of hers. But I'm pretty sure, like, down in my motherfucking heart, I know she talked shit about me. That was just the person that she was. Like, she literally does that with everyone. I watch as she do it with her own family. So literally, I feel bad though, because that's not what I wanted to do for my character. That's not who I want to be for my character. To just like be like drag her in the mud completely. Like, I told things that had nothing to do with what she was actually guilty for. But I was hurt. And I am one of them people. Like I said, this was years and years of stacked up abuse of her thinking she was better, of her making racist motherfucking comments, and I just had the last string when it came down to my child. I felt like a lot of people who got sense could read those text messages that I posted and know that she was wrong. There were phone conversations that was not in those text messages that literally make you miss the mark, like if you're not paying attention. But if you've been through narcissistic abuse and been through people who are literally passive aggressive and covert narcissists, like literally, you can pick up the red flags in those text messages alone. But there were actual phone conversations that made it even fucking worse. It made me want to snap even worse because there were phone conversations. And so a lot of things was left out of there. However, I do talk to God about that. I talk to God about apologizing because, like, literally, for me, that was out of character. But hey, shit happens. I can't take that back. But going forward, I don't even want to have close relationships with people who I have to dim my light to be in a relationship with you. I can't fully be myself with you without feeling like I can't even, like, I don't even want to be in a relationship where I can't even talk straight up with you, girl to girl, homie to homie, nigga to nigga. Like, I can't, if I can't be myself with you, and I'm not talking about being obnoxious and abrasive, I'm talking about just simply being Latifah. If I can't do it, then I'm betraying myself, and then that makes me no longer a good person. The moment I betray myself, I become a bad person. I'm gonna become a bad person, because then in the end of our relationships and our dealings, I have to be the bad guy because I betrayed myself. And so literally, I'm not saying that I can't interact with people who are not on my level. What I'm saying is that I can no longer go have long lasting close relationships with people I know for a fact don't align with me. I had lots of those relationships. I had that relationship with my own biological mother. So much toxicity, so much hatred, so much shit that I ate over the years, just because I knew if I talked about certain shit that it would be handled the way she handled it, but it was worse. Nigga shocked me. She shocked me. She shocked me. She really shocked me. And there was lots of people that shocked me. But literally, I look back on it and I played a part in that shit. I played a part in that shit. I allowed certain things to happen. And this is not me victim blaming somebody else's situation. If that's where you're at, I'm at a point in my life where I don't want the loop to continue. Break the pattern today or the cycle continues. And I know that I'm literally in a space where I'm supposed to be healing. I know that I'm literally in a space where I'm supposed to be recovering. I know that I'm literally in a space where I'm supposed to be getting this shit out. And so my main focus is not me being a physical doer right now. Even though I physically do a lot with my art. But my main goal right now is just not ever letting that shit happen ever again. I hold the power in who I'm going to have relationships with. I hold that power. And I have to figure out what's intoxicating about emotionally unavailable people. What's intoxicating about people who belittle you with snide remarks and comments? Why do I keep picking people who think they fucking better than me but actually jealous of me because they know that, well, I would say they, in their mind, they feel like I'm better than them, but I don't even carry myself like I'm better than you. I do talk rough and I do talk hard and I do talk, sometimes you could feel like I know it all. Like, I don't know shit. You feel better now? I'm living life just like you. I don't know shit. I just know what I know. I just know what I know. I just know what I know what comes to mind when it need to come to mind. That's what I know. I'm just like anybody fucking else just about. You don't have to hate me. You don't have to envy me. You don't have to jealous me. I'm happy I don't gotta work through that shit to the extremes that other people do. I still have to work on that though. Like, I still have to work on stuff. It's levels to this shit. So I have to work on different levels of different things. But I'm going to be honest about that shit. Some people are not going to be honest about that shit. Some people going to walk around like this shit don't stink. I was not a good person all these years. I was not a completely bad person. But looking back on it, I was. That's just my assessment of things. I thank God that I have the opportunity to be aware. And first, the first step is awareness. That's the first step in healing. You can't fix what you don't know. And so the first step is awareness. Let's talk about this shit. Let's see it. Let's sift through it. Let's go over it. And then you're supposed to take action. You're supposed to take action and actively change the patterns and the behaviors. And so, like, I am literally giving this shit my all. Showing up every single day. Shit hurts. This shit hurts. It's not easy. This shit is a lot of emotional work. It's a lot of facing shit that's literally fucking hard to face. It's taking accountability for the roles you played and people getting over on you. Because somewhere in there, you allowed it if you was not being forced in it. If you were being coerced, you still gave up your power. And I'm not giving up my power no more. I'm going to take accountability. If I make a fucking mistake, I'm going to see where I went wrong. But I'm going to also hold you accountable for yours. I'm not doing that, taking all the weight, burning all the... No, I ain't doing that no more. Because I was pretty good at taking accountability for my stuff, but I couldn't see everything. But I damn sure look back at friendships and be like, well, damn, you played a hell of a part in that, because y'all friendship shouldn't even made it off the ground. That shit won't align with you. I played pretend so much, I tricked my goddamn self. You play the fool too much, you could trick yourself. Like, and when it's time to not play the fool no more, you gotta heal through this shit that you allow people to do that you knew at the time. You even knew it at the time, but you was willing to accept it. You was willing to accept it because you didn't think you could do better. That's a toxic trait of mine. Allowing people to keep doing shit, even though I know they fucked up and not saying nothing. You do gotta play the fool sometimes. But when it's your turn to stop playing the fool, baby, stop playing the fool. Don't be the fool no more. So literally, like, I look back on that shit and, like, I take responsibility for what's mine and what's only mine. And everybody else got to take responsibility for what's theirs and what's only theirs. And God, I was not a good person to myself, which in turn made me not a good person to other people. It's easy to be a good person and, like, short bursts, or dealing with people in short terms. Like at work, I can be a wonderful person. It's work. I get to come home and be a shitty person. I've done a video about this before, but this is a different angle of looking at things. I just been cleaning out my toy chest. If you know me, you know the reference. But I'm just cleaning out my shit, and, like, literally, I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to be a better person to myself, which will in turn make me a better person to everyone else. That don't mean everybody get to have their way with me either. Me being good has nothing to do with me being a people pleaser. That is me being that is a betrayal to myself. That is manipulation in a different extreme and spectrum of manipulation. Still manipulation. I don't want it. God released me of all spells and curses spoken over me, inherited. Like, God released me. I don't want it no more. I want what's best for me publicly. Same way I publicly out y'all ass, I'll publicly out myself. I wasn't a good person. I do have shit that I literally, be wanting to, like, be forgiven for. God forgive me for literally speaking some of her secrets that she held me, but the streets already knew. So I'll say that too. Like, some people be talking about everybody else's household and everybody else's business and don't realize their business already be in the streets. So I will say that. There wasn't much that I revealed that wasn't already known. It was just coming from me. I guess it made it more hurtful. But bitch, I was hurt too. I was hurt too that you would think that you the motherfucking birthday when my daughter's birthday actually was her birthday. I was hurt about that. But I pray, she found forgiveness for herself, and I don't really need her to forgive me. Nothing there I need forgiveness from her for. I need to forgive myself. So like I said, I betrayed one of my own principles. I pride myself in keeping secrets. And being confidential with people's business. So I betrayed my own rule for my own self, my own principle. Had nothing to do with me feeling sympathy or sorrow for her, but it was my own betrayal of my own rules and regulations. So literally, that one I do ask for forgiveness from God, not her. I don't need it from her. But I hope that she found peace. Me calling out people who literally set me up, didn't like me, all that shit, I don't care. It came out how the fuck it came out. I wasn't a good person. And I'm happy God let me get it out. Dead ass. It was time. It was finally time. Because, like, if I would have cussed you out when I was a teenager, like, we wouldn't be here. So I shouldn't have betrayed myself. Is that manipulation? No, I think that's truth. I think that is motherfucking truth. If I would have nipped that shit in the bud when the fucking first happened, we wouldn't be here all these years later. And some of that fuck shit you did, I wouldn't even had to endure. Literally. So literally, I blame myself for my part. That don't mean you get off scot-free. I was doing it wrong all those years. I got my part, you got yours. And we all gonna be held accountable for our parts. So literally, like, I wasn't a good person. And I don't say that in no manipulation. You can't manipulate God, baby. God know exactly where you are. This shit is energy. This shit is like God sees all. Like, I can't fake no funk. None of that shit. I am who I am. I don't be hiding that shit. No more. Like, I'm just right here. And I just wanted to come out here and publicly say that shit. Like, get that shit up off my chest. I wasn't a good person. I betrayed myself, which in turn made me a betrayal to other people. I also wasn't a good person because I let people do certain shit to me to the point they thought that shit was normal or regular, like they could just do that shit. We don't realize it. We think that maybe, they'll catch on and they'll love us and all that shit. No. They will think you the fool because you playing the fool part, and they will continue to treat you like a fool. I will say that I didn't completely hide myself though. So most, like, everybody can't be shocked. Everybody can't be shocked because everybody knew I was crazy. Everybody knew literally I had problems with my mouth and what would come out of it. I just went silent. And I think because I went silent, and I think because I held stuff in for so many years, like, people thought it won't come out. So truth always come out. It's always a time where the truth gonna come out. It's still truth's coming out. And like I said, first there's awareness and then there's action. And people kept saying, like, oh yeah, it's gonna be, the transition from Pisces to Aquarius. Yeah, exactly. It's a transition. It's not just because it's the year of Aquarius that, like, Aquarius can just, like, take the fuck off. Aquarius can take off now. Aquarius is in full leadership now. But, like, it was a transitional period. We have awareness of truths, and then you can act on them. And my truth is, which is the truth, is I was not a good person. I was not a perfect person. I had plenty of flaws. And I can more than take those flaws and make them, like, my best benefits. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm literally strategically trying to heal, trying to do that. I was very unstable in the past. I was highly intelligent though. I had a lot of wasted potential. Then I had a lot of potential that I did something with it. I settled for a lot of relationships that were not really good for me because that's what I grew up with. Relationships that really weren't good for me. And goddamn, I've gotten the deepest level of understanding by coming back home of where that shit comes from. Like, I actually thought love was abuse. And nobody that I have met take the cake of what I grew up with. I just want to make that shit clear. Nobody takes the cake of the treatment of the family. Nobody. There's still shit I haven't talked about. Nor do I need to right now. that stuff does not hurt me to the ways that the stuff I needed to release. And there was some stuff that did. It's just horrendous, but I faced it already. Um, but some of that stuff I hadn't faced, and so literally it came out how it came out. But I wasn't a good person, and I have all the time in the world to be the best person that I can be, and I thank God for that. I thank God for this process. I thank God for this journey. And I'm going to make the best out of it. I'm still learning. I'm still navigating. I'm still learning how to just be. All these years of working my ass off and fighting to make it out of the circumstances and the position that I was in. Like, I wasn't supposed to be somebody growing up in this situation. All the odds that I had against me. Growing up in a household with substance abuse. Odd against you. Growing up in poverty, odd against you. Growing up without the best education, odd against you. Thank God I had an education from home. And thank God that I did have educators, at school too. It wasn't all of them, but it was enough. Thank God for that. But that's the odds stacked against you. I am literally, by statistical data, I am supposed to be a statistic. I'm supposed to have had 5 kids, and I'm not down to nobody who literally does have this statistic. But I was supposed to have 5 kids with 5 different baby daddies and possibly a drug addiction, because literally when your parents are on drugs, it higher your chances of being on drugs. Like, I was supposed to literally have a life that would have been even worse than what I complain about. And I'm not saying having 5 kids and 5 different baby daddies mean you have a worse life. I am just speaking of the statistical stereotype downfall. They do make it seem like it's the worst thing in your life. If you had them 5 babies by 5 different men, God gave them to you and God blessed you with them, and you need to love yourself and love your situation and your life, and don't ever let nobody ever make you feel bad for your circumstances and who you are and how you are. Live your best life, because you got 5 blessings, and hopefully you are raising them to be, good members in society. And God bless you, because that's one hell of a job. I got one, and I'm about to. But she looking at me. I'm doing better though. I think I'm doing better. When you poked me today, I didn't beat you. I'm dead ass. You poked me like you were the parent, and I was confused.
What is that even supposed to mean? You're supposed to poke your children?
I don't think you're supposed to poke your children, because I don't even do that to you.
Yes,
But
you do.
I do not poke you like you did me. I poke you like on some playful shit. You literally bossed up at me and poked me in the chest, nigga. You ain't poked my arm or my leg. Now you got amnesia. It's okay. But I think I handled that very well. I think so. We didn't end up in a fight, so I think I handled that really great. I just poked you back and jacked you up against the door and let you know, like, you ever try that shit again. Yeah, well, we're not gonna do abuse. If I'm not gonna do abuse, you can't do abuse. So, like, literally, we need to make a truce. What kind of oil? Hair oil. I think I need to buy some more. We had the jojoba. You always say I say it wrong. It's jojoba or jojoba? Jojoba. All right, we had that. I think you used it all. And then, did you just use the castor oil? That was hers. There's some tea tree oil.
No.
You don't want tea tree. I love tea tree oil. She hated it. It doesn't stink. It just has a strong smell. I notice how you don't like the things that, like, cast away demons. You do not like Sage. I swear to God. Now you do. When I used to first use Sage like years ago, like this nigga would act, she would start to cough and act like she was about to die. I used to be like, we're gonna have to, nah, it wasn't your asthma,
It
nigga.
was my ass.
It was
Why you
not.
tell me what it was?
It was not your asthma. Oh, see the demons playing.
I'll put smoke in my nose and see how you feel. 'Cause that's what you always used to do. You would put it right under my nose.
No,
and like,
I would
"Oh,
do that.
Charlotte, why are you sneezing?"
I would do that after the fact you started acting like, yeah, like the spell. I would come around you and try to get, I would be like, you need a double dose, like, and I get
And
close
so
to
you
you.
wonder why I'm sneezing. You're putting smoke in the
You wouldn't be
asthmatic
sneezing
child.
though. You would literally just be saying you didn't like it, it's stinking, I need to put it out. That's what you would say. Now you changing the game up, and that's not cool.
That's how I felt. It made me sneeze and it made my head.
Yeah, your feelings is valid, but that don't mean they true. But nah, your feelings is valid though. But I don't think you're remembering it accurately. Because it wasn't the coughing. You would just get fire mad. Like, put that out. It
So
stinks.
that's like me putting a candle under your nose and be like, why are you sneezing?
Once again, you never sneezed or coughed when I lit it. You would always just have like this adverse reaction, this visceral reaction. You would. You're not a demon. We all got our demons though, but you're not a demon at your core. Look, you still fighting demons. You a teenager. You got a ways to go. You got hormonal changes, shadows you're gonna have to face. They're gonna come up from me raising you.
You
All
see
right.
shadows. You.
Oh, I see shadows, but I was talking about your actual shadows, like traumas and stuff that you actually need to heal and work through. Because you lived with me, so that means that you do have trauma. First of all, this child will scare me in the dark while I'm sleeping.
It wasn't like I was, I'm purposely, like I snuck up in here and I went, I'm trying to.
You did, Trace off. You did. You did sneak up in here. And literally be singing the song. Not that particular night, but I'm just saying, like, you will sing that song before you leave out the room, like, on purpose. Not even caring that I be triggered by that fucking song. Sneak up in your bed and, like, turn that shit off. Shut that shit off. It's not funny. Say that to the victims. Say that to the victims. It's not funny. And I'm not his victim, but, you know, it's still traumatizing a little bit, triggering. But Charlotte has said it so much that it's just like, it's not desensitization. It's still gross. It's just that I tolerate it. I'm not desensitized.
You desensitize things. Said Sassy, we desensitized her to touching her paws. She might not like it, but she let us do it.
I guess. I feel like desensitization mean though, like you don't feel nothing though there no more.
No, it just means you allow it to happen. Doesn't mean you have to like it. Just let it be.
Well, America is nothing but a desensitized group of people, but yeah, I guess that's desensitization. Man, she done desensitized me to the goddamn song.
And I know you can't be talking because every time you play Chris Brown, you should be worried about Chris and not, well, you should be worried about both Diddy's disciples, but you need to be worried about Chris.
She don't like Chris Brown, y'all.
I hate Chris Brown with a burning doing.
I wish I could show y'all her. But she look, she doing his dances and shit. You remade the song.
Women.
I don't know.
I want you to feel sorry for me because I be on women.
Girl.
And these birds keep buying my concert tickets.
Damn, she done call all y'all birds that like Chris Brown.
And I'm starting to go down and argue with me. I don't really care. It's the truth. You're a bird if you're a... Listen, that's like if you're...
From the babe's mouth. Children don't lie. They tell their honest to God truth.
That's like your sister getting beat by a man that had like a SoundCloud or something that was starting to get popular, and you still went to his concert. you would be wrong. And if she never talked to you again, she would be correct. So why would you do it just to these people that just because you don't know who they is? You're next.
Rihanna forgave him?
And a lot of domestic violence victims forgive their
I'm just checking. I do know that.
So
I'm just checking.
Matter, but it's not like, oh, he only had this one track record of being a woman, like, oh, he just had one time. Even though that's still bad, he's done this multiple times. To multiple women. Even tried to beat up a man for protecting a woman he tried to beat in public.
Look, I can't come to his defense. I really can't.
You be sitting up taking the pictures, posing with him. You're next.
She said y'all niggas next. Now he gonna line them up and smack all of them in the line.
Please, I hope he do. Maybe they'll figure it out then.
I don't know.
That's like still sending your child to R. Kelly house even if he was proven not guilty. I'm not sending my kid there.
Smile gone.
See how quickly the smile went? What's the difference between him? One beats women and pees on them.
I don't know. Did he beat women?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
That was the whole surviving R. Kelly. He was beating on them and being sexually deviant. Diddy's disciple.
Is that a real thing or is that just something you be saying?
Well, it came out when before he got convicted.
No, I'm talking about Diddy's disciples.
Oh, I just use it for the men that's like in that genre. Like, that 2000s, like, rap, pop industry, like Chris Brown, Trey Songz, Diddy, Usher would be a Diddy's disciple if he got allegations against him.
That's if he got allegations, so you cannot name him. So Usher would take you out. But he did give Bird. He definitely gave Bird.
And not the ones that be doing like this to the women.
And I don't even know what she's talking about Bird. He gives enabler. He gives enabler.
Which is also Bird behavior.
Okay. So she's letting me know some new terminology.
Because Bird behavior would be, oh, he beat her, but he ain't gonna beat me. What's stopping her?
I guess so. That's what we used to call like women birds when they would be like dumb.
What's stopping him, sweetheart?
Like you have bird brain.
If he was willing to beat her.
Y'all just recycling our terms.
It's not recycling, it's just using. We're just using what y'all saying.
Okay. All right. So one of the things we was talking about the other day was, can someone be forgiven? And Charlotte feels like no. She feels like because it's just me. I'm really literally learning and I'm growing and I'm just trying to figure out, because I definitely know that everybody has their journey and I'm not one of them judgmental bitches, but it's just certain shit that like literally touching kids, like I could not forgive you. Like I don't know. No, and when I say I cannot forgive you, what I mean is I can't fuck with you. I can forgive you that you did something fucked up, but I can't fuck with you or want you to exist in my space or in the spaces around others. And so that's what I mean. Like, can you, because this was the question. No, this was the question that I asked and how I asked it, because I asked it like this on purpose. If someone raped someone, and let's just say it's the worst case scenario, it's a child. And let's just say they raped that child back in the day, but they changed their life over. And you know, this is not a debatable part of the argument, or not even argument, but a conversation. You know for a fact they have changed. They will never touch a child ever again in their life. Would you want them to be a part of your society?
If you know R. Kelly changed, would you let me go to his house?
Hell no.
Okay then.
But is there a society that he could live in?
No.
I guess kids couldn't be there. Or women. And so that goes on to say that, like, should all rapists die?
Yes.
So Charlotte thinks it's an absolute yes.
I don't understand.
Sometimes my heart, like, strings be like, well, I feel like when you exile people, though, that's what we get in this society. Like, you exile people for their shortcomings,
we need
or
to exile the right people. We're exiling the wrong type of people.
But when you exile people, they come back later on for revenge. So So
I'm gonna kill
literally,
you, R. Kelly.
should they be exiled or should we just get rid of them?
Same difference, for real.
Exiling is not
They
the
gonna
same
only throw
reason.
some stones.
Well, they've already brought that back in some parts of America. They done brought back the firing squad, and it's just like, that's inhumane. But
I mean, is it because you got one aiming at
it
everybody
is with our
around your
justice
head?
system, because a lot of people are not guilty. So literally, or they don't deserve the
I
fucking
think
punishment.
when like you get arrested for something and like you get put to death, because it takes years to go to death,
Mhm.
and they let you sit in there for all them years and you end up dying. It should, like, the judge should be charged with something, or at least the jury or somebody.
Somebody do need to be held responsible. It's usually the state. They usually don't put it on the individual person, but I think God sees all. So like literally, man's law ain't worth a shit, but God's law is everything. You can't hide from God, even if you don't believe in it. Energy is energy.
It's like if Chris Brown was to say he changed and you knew he changed completely, you wouldn't let me date him when I got older. Because his track record with women.
But see, that's my point though. Like, do we think that people can change? So I did rape as a worst case scenario, but let's say Chris Brown beating on women. Can he change?
I think personally he can change, like, himself, but who's going to want to be around you because you have that with you?
Y'all get some bonus footage. I'm not taking this out.
Like,
this is good conversation for us
really,
all to have.
If you think about it, the people that you surround yourself with are going to be the people that you turn out to be.
That is an absolute fact.
So if you surround yourself with change, wannabe rapists and wife beaters and women beaters and child molesters, what you going to turn out to be?
Well, I can tell you from personal experience, it's still a choice, but you are going to end up with some of them fucked up tendencies, which I was just talking about.
I'd be the woman that's not crime. But
if you be the woman, it is a crime.
If I get
caught. Oh. No, it's a crime. It's a crime. You talking about God's law or man's law? Because I think we're philosophy on like God's justice system. Or are you really talking about man's justice system? Because that ain't shit.
The legislation.
Well, good luck. I'm thinking of morality,
you
ethics.
Think about that too. If you think about like Christian Judgment Day.
Oh, I'm not talking about Christian Judgment Day because that has been heavily manipulated by white colonizers who literally wanted to enslave the minds of people that they were enslaving. So, black people and their henchmen.
But gander at this.
Uneducated people too, because people couldn't read.
Gander at this. If you think about it, you die. Energy doesn't die.
But see, I don't believe in energy is not created nor destroyed to a point. I believe in energy can not be created and destroyed to a certain extent. And when it comes to men, when it comes to mankind, I believe that. But when it comes to God, I don't believe that. So let me listen to your theory.
But if you really think about it, no matter...
And it's called the law of conservation and energy.
Wherever you go, no matter where your spirit is, that's still with you. If you really think down to it. No matter how much you change, no matter how much you try to push that memory down, no matter how much you say or change your life, that's still going to be with you or your spirit. And so no matter amount of cleansing, drowning, whatever you want to do, can get that off of you. And you have to live with that. Because that was the choice. We all make options in this world. We all make decisions. And Chris Brown's decision was, I'm going to put my hand on a woman. And then I'm going to go on stage and do the moonwalk. So, I don't know.
So, your theory is that because energy is not created nor destroyed, that people are stuck with every single decision they make, regardless of if they grow out of it.
Yes. And I think that's appropriate because you don't... Just because you make mistakes in life don't mean those mistakes don't affect people or yourself.
Yeah.
So why would it just disappear now because you think you changed yourself?
Well, it doesn't disappear. Just because you've changed doesn't mean what you've done disappeared.
Exactly. And
you still have to face that.
I think that's on account of, like, makes sense because no matter how much singing and moonwalking and jiggy jagging,
she is not letting this nigga go, bro.
and stuff he doing, at the end of the day, he beats women because he can't handle his emotions as a grown man that I think is in his 30s, maybe 40s, maybe pushing 40s. If he really changed, he would have the emotional and like mental capacity to understand his wrongs, and he doesn't have to talk about it, but he should at least say sorry. Because if we all do remember, when he beat up Rihanna, he got the tattoo of how she looked when the police took pictures of her on his arm. So he's standing 10 toes down. He didn't care that he knew he was wrong, but he didn't care about what he was going to get for or anything. So definitely when it comes to that standpoint, guilty.
Well, I can't rebuttal to that. I did try to be a bird and say, well, he hasn't beat on any woman recently. And then she told me, no, because I was saying that like he could have changed. And then you was like, well, Tiana Taylor's situation was not that long ago. And I was like, yeah, shit, you're right. I do remember that situation with Usher having to intervene.
She was standing up for herself because he was talking crazy to her. And he was about to put his hands on her. And Usher stepped in, and he got mad at Usher to the point he was about to fight Usher. He had put his hands on Usher until Usher's bodyguard got him.
I wasn't there, so I don't know.
You're the only reason I know about this story because you told me.
I know.
So that shows you that he's not changed, and not only has he not changed, he's regressed. Because he used to just only put his hands on women. No, but you have to think about this. Not only did he just used to put his hands on women. Now when people try to intervene with him putting his hands on women, he's starting to think he's bigger than the program to the point where he can put his hands on the person that is trying to stop him from being the aggressor. So that shows you there's no change. There's only going backwards for him.
You know, I feel like I can't be in this conversation about Chris Brown because I do.
One of the birds that tried to go see him when he got community service in Richmond. I remember.
No, I never tried to go see him. Like literally, I wasn't a Chris Brown fan. I love 2 Chris Brown songs, and that's the one where he be like Robotus and got me lazy right now and all that shit. And then I like Angel Numbers. And
I beat on women, feel sorry for me. Yeah, let me slide against this.
But I'm not a big Chris Brown fan. But I'm not also like, I don't condemn him. But at the same time, I'm gonna say this: I do have issues that I am working through where I grew up with abuse. And so sometimes I'm not always, I'm a sympathizer. And sometimes I have to check that shit. And so I do have to listen to you when you say certain things. I even asked you the other day about what about maybe his daughters changed him. And you was like, no. He had his daughters after the Tiana Taylor thing. So I was like, yeah, you're right.
And that shows you that he is never going to change because a man that's willing to put in his...
We can't never say never.
I'm going to say never because a man that is able to put his hands on women, even after he has daughters and he's had that personal connection where he has had to take care of them and watch them grow and is supposed to protect them, and he's still willing to put his hands on women, you are never going to change because you have seen this life be created and know what people can do to this life that you want to keep safe.
Sometimes it's not enough.
And that's my point. And I don't think you could change if you can have a daughter and still put your hands on women. Because that either means you don't love your daughter, you don't know how to emotionally control yourself.
I think it's he don't know how to emotionally control himself.
And you're a grown man, Chris.
But it's a lot of adults walking around from my time era that don't know how to emotionally regulate. He watched his dad hit his mom. I don't know what's stopping him.
In his life. That's my point with everybody.
I can't talk shit about people though because I used to beat on men.
Sometimes they deserve it though.
See, that's bias. That's fucked up and that's wrong.
Okay, you used to beat
on sexist.
Men, and men were my dad, so I would have beat on him.
But that's not the only men that I ever beat on.
Then you had a good reason.
See, that's trifling. That's not fair. That is very unjust. Libra, you are supposed to be balanced and fair.
I am very
you are supposed to weigh those things. That is very sexist. genderist. I don't know what to call it, but it is not. That is mommyish. You shouldn't even be taking up for me just because I'm wrong if I'm wrong.
I'm not taking up because you're my mom. I'm taking up
because you hate men.
Yes.
And you need to stop hating men.
Because sometimes,
God help my child. She don't like y'all.
Just a reaction, a slip of the wrist.
And she's not gay. She just don't like y'all. But I feel like that's the problem with men. There are some men who literally are with women and don't like women, so they mistreat them.
And it's like, I never understood.
And maybe they should be gay because they don't like women.
Yes. I never understood coming from the aspect of like a child growing up with a single mother, kind of, sort of. But I never understood the concept of people saying that, oh, well, this person did this to me and now I'm messed up from it. You as a grown adult person, whatever your pronouns are supposed to be the change that you want to see in the world.
That's true.
Not only the world, your life, because that's really sometimes all we can focus on sometimes is just our life. So you're supposed to be what the company you want to keep, the people that you want to see in your life, the things that you aspirate for. I think that was the right word. Aspirations, same difference.
I think it's, aspire, or it might be aspirate. I don't know. I'm fucking retired right now. I said retired.
And you're complaining about your mommy issues and you 35 and you living in your mom's basement just because she broke up with your dad that was hitting her. You need to fix that. That's not her fault. That's not nobody's fault but your own that you have this problem with a woman, a man, whoever in your life. You are supposed to be the one that fixes it. Nobody else can fix it for you. A therapist might be able to help you ease your way into
they can only they can only guide you.
But
they can't
you
fix it.
You at the end of the day are going to be the one that has to sit with yourself for the rest of your whole entire life. And if you're not willing to fix that, that just shows you're not going to change as a person. If you can, you're claiming that you could change. If you can't change, if you don't want to change to benefit yourself, you're not going to change at all.
Yeah, that's true. I think too, though, your generation, y'all have abuse and y'all have traumas, and we can't compare them. But I feel like the generations before y'all went through so much extreme abuse, and there are still people in your generation going through extreme abuse. So I'm trying to say this in a way where it's not like we went through worse things than you. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that a lot of the people back in the day abuse weren't even taught that the shit was abuse.
And that's their job to figure it out.
Damn. She said she don't give a fuck about y'all. Y'all better figure that shit out.
But it's true.
That's how the new generation feel, though. Like, they are not playing with y'all. Like, they are not letting y'all parade abuse as love. Like, they not letting y'all do it.
Because, imagine if back during slavery times, if slaves were like, I don't want nothing better for myself because I'm comfortable here. I'm fine with getting hit.
They did.
Once in a while. Some of them did, but not
that was
all.
Brainwashed, yeah. The ones who were brainwashed or, like, really ill to the point where, like, they had broke their spirit really bad, they did stay.
But imagine if none of them were like, oh, I want better for myself. See better for myself. I know I can have better for myself. This is wrong what is happening to me right now. We would still be slaves.
Yeah.
We would not be able to live in houses. We would not be able to have cars. We would only be working on a plantation, the sun to dawn, dawn to dusk, all day, every single day, no sick days, still be getting beat. But just because a few individuals cared about themselves and knew that this was wrong, what was happening to them, we got the change that we want to see. Have we got the perfect change that we want to see? No. But we're fighting for it, and we are getting there. But, so you in your life, if they were going through the most atrocious thing that could ever happen to a human being, getting ate alive, getting raped, tortured, having to be put to work for hours, if they can change and see change for themselves and you can't, that's a problem with you, and I'm sorry to say, but you cannot be fixed.
So not just because everybody, like, so it's like a relay race. So everything couldn't be fixed back then, but like you said, there were some who rose to the occasion. But they just still didn't fix everything. They didn't fix the emotional pain and abuse. They may have got off the plantation. Some of them figured out a way to make certain physical, financial decisions to better themselves, but they did not heal the trauma and the pain. Probably didn't exactly always know how. So a lot of people carried that on through their bloodlines, and it literally went on from that child to this child to this child to this child. And if you think about it, even though some people are walking around in adult bodies, they literally could be the age of a 4-year-old developmentally, emotionally.
I feel like I can only speak for my father in this. My dad has had multiple people come in his life that have tried to help him, have tried to change, tried to not even fix him, but tried to get him the help so he could fix himself.
Yeah.
If you are not willing to take the help and you've given multiple chances, like my grandma gave him multiple chances. Well, my
adopted
grandma gave him multiple chances. Brittany gave him multiple chances. You gave him multiple chances. If you cannot see that something is wrong and you're just willing to sit in it to the point that you're 37, 30, you're 36, right?
I'm 36, yeah, he's 37.
So you're 37, have 2 kids, don't see any of them, and the only reason why you see the other one is because his mom likes you still, stuck on stupid bird behavior.
We're not going to discuss her.
You're right. But, if that's the only reason why you're seeing your kids and you're the only reason why you talk to them and the phone works both ways, you cannot change. And I'm sorry to say, you can say the amount of things that you want to say that, I've changed, I want to talk to you, I want to do this, I want to do that. But you cannot change. You weren't willing to help yourself. I'm not going to believe you.
Well, I can understand why you don't believe him. He's shown you over and over and over again. And which that's what you're saying about Chris Brown. He's shown you a pattern.
Yes, and patterns most of the times don't get broken.
So
I'm not saying that they can never not be broken, but most of the
that's
time,
what I was about to ask you.
Never broken, and to see his progression through life from beginning Newport News Chris Brown to I'm over here jucking and jiving on stage Chris Brown.
It's Tappahannock Chris Brown. It's not, but
Newport
let's
News
go.
Right next to each other.
They're close. They're the east, but they're not right next.
Tappahannock, whatever. To see your progression, you've had kids.
Know your regions. We're learning geography for reasons. My bad. You know, I gotta be goofy. Okay, you was talking about change and progression.
For you to not be progressing at the stage of an adult male, like, I understand we make mistakes in life. We try our hardest not to, but we still make mistakes. But that's not really a mistake. I feel like that's kind of life ruining. Because every day these women have to look at themselves and say, I'm okay. I am better than what he treated me and how everybody else treats me. I know who I am. And not only did you cause damage to yourself, you've caused damage to these women's lives, and you don't know if they'll ever recover. So not only are you ruining your life, you're ruining others. And I think that's the reason why I don't see, for your generation, the people that don't want to change or are not changing or not noticing that they need to change. If you're willing to ruin other people's lives and say you don't notice what's wrong with you until somebody says something to you, if you're willing to ruin your life and not only somebody else's, I don't believe that you can change.
Yeah.
Because I understand, okay, you're ruining your life. It's your life to ruin, but somebody else's that is an innocent soul towards you, like, not everybody's innocent, but you get what I mean. Like, it's not your job to ruin. Mm-hmm. To do that, I don't think that you can change.
Well, I think too, though, like, going back to, see, that's why I say, like, with me, it'd be hard to condemn people because
and I don't find it to be condemning.
That is condemning, though. When you say they can't change and they can't get another chance, that's condemning.
They can't get another chance for me. Chris Brown will never be, this hurt
But
people
you
like
kind of
saying
making
that
the
jumping in
premise
jar.
that like they don't deserve to be a part of our society
I
too.
don't
So
think
like,
that I don't. So they don't hurt other people. It's okay if you hurt yourself, but you can't just walk around. That's like
it's not
Trump
even
right
okay
now.
to have a society where people are hurting
Yes,
themselves.
it isn't. But like, go be yourself. Go hurt yourself. At the least, go hurt yourself, not nobody else. Because if you look at Trump right now, it's a hurt little white boy with some orange tanner in the office.
Ain't nothing left in there. That's a puppet.
And that's my point.
It's just an empty
hurt
vessel,
little boy,
bro.
and instead of him seeking the help to notice the changes, notice what's wrong with him, now he's in the office saying, oh, all illegals are illegal aliens and hurting people just because he's hurting inside. Instead of addressing, there's no age.
I don't think Chris Brown and Trump can
two
be.
different
Yeah, I think Chris Brown is still there. I think Chris Brown is still there. I think Trump is completely that shit is dry rotted.
Hurt little boy that is now in a position of power. When you give these people positions of power, not only in your life or other people's lives, what can happen? And I see that with people that are abusive and like are willing to do that to other people. It's like your mom was the terriblest mom on the name of the earth, burned into the sun.
And I'm just now realizing it.
Saying itself, and you had the worst childhood a person probably might be able to get into a hand of. Like
some worse out there too. But I need to stop saying that because that's what kind of held me thinking that this shit was okay, was because I was saying like, oh, it's people going through worse. Gotta stop saying that.
It's the worst for your life. And
it's bad.
You still change, so what's stopping them?
Well, I'm still working on myself.
And you're still, listen to that though, you're still working on yourself. So you know you're not fully changed, but you know you're in the process of changing. They think they're perfect and that they are okay and that it's okay to hurt themselves and others, not realizing that they're hurting themselves and others. So I think that it's a more of a personal problem that you need to keep away from me.
I agree. I agree.
I have pepper spray and I don't play.
You know, pepper spray piss off good fighters.
Yeah,
so that make your ass whooping worse. Because you pepper spray me, girl, baby. And if I get a glimpse of your ass, it's on. I ain't got shit to do with her. That's a fraud. We speak no fraud.
But personally, I've never loved anybody to the point of you gonna hit me and Kyle, I'm gonna come back. I pepper spray you when you start chasing after me and you hit me. That 911 call will be a theater performance.
How you gonna get to the 911? I'm gonna get you, ma'am. I'm gonna get you, ma'am.
I am a boss at this phone. You're electronic.
I had a white child. No, let me change that. I didn't abuse my child as much as I was abused. Oh no, that is giving Karen. That's giving Karen. My man took that back.
You gotta play a system, put that white
Charlotte White, you are living up to your last name.
He hit me.
Oh shit.
I don't know where to go. You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
I didn't even know you remember that story about her chasing that girl when she pepper sprayed her. But let's not speak about
that was fun.
Let's not speak about people that shouldn't even be spoke about.
Well, I mean, personally, I always grew up with
she did tell it a million times, yes. But anyway.
Personally, my mom grew me up with the standards, never let nobody, no gender, wherever, put their hands on you.
At all.
Definitely if it's a man and y'all are in a relationship and y'all supposed
beat
to
the shit out of him.
Yes,
if you gotta pick something up. Ain't no fair fighting. You better defend yourself.
And those bruises on him will be crazy after 9.
Shit. But no, what I was gonna say about that too is, I feel like a lot of times with celebrities, because they're celebrities, their life is publicized. So when they make mistakes, they're highly scrutinized. Yes, there's like a whole microscope. And
this is something you
for me, but I know you would want to look at that and be like, But for me, okay, I'm a woman. I used to beat on my significant others and even not significant others. And so literally that would show signs that I am a violent person, right?
Yeah.
And so I didn't get caught. And so no one's demonizing me. No one's saying, oh, I don't want to do business with her. They didn't say, oh, she can't go work with the kids. I never hit the kids. I never did anything. No, so what he did was he was going to throw the chair at me. And I told him that if he make that decision for that chair to connect with me, that I would lose my job that day. And I told the truth. And what I told him was, I don't mind him throwing the chair. Just make sure that chair don't hit me. I would have to be boo-boo the motherfucking fool to let that boy throw that metal chair at me. And it was not even just the chair. It was the metal chair desk combination. Yes, I would be a boo-boo the fool to let him think he could even do that and get away with it, because he was not. I would have lost my job. I would have lost my job that day. You would have been crying because your mama would have came home. We would be getting evicted next month. There would be no benefits. They would fire my ass. And I would have been okay with that. So I just let brother man know, because I had anger issues too. Me and him was right here. I just let him know, like, you know, you can throw it because I know you angry. You need to get your feelings out. Get your frustration out. Throw it, but don't let it hit me, because he was aiming it at me. And I knew he the fuck lied. But I loved him. After he threw his little chair and shit and hated me for that day, the next day, we chalked it up and we talked. And ever since then, he used to come to me and vent to me. But literally, brother man and me, we knew. Because my inner child saw his inner child, and I was just like,
You see how you helped him. You went into a career.
A career. I know it's late. We're tired.
A career to help and change people for the better. Kids, no doubt, because kids are our future.
They are our future.
So you, as an angry person, went and did that, and you weren't one of them angry teachers.
I don't understand why they do that.
Like that. You actually wanted to help and change what was happening for these kids' lives. Chris Brown, he's just jumping and jiving on stage. What is he doing for help?
So Chris Brown, Charlotte said you need to pay amends. You need to make amends, and you need to pay where maybe what if he actually got help and he actually created programs for other black men who came up with physical abuse in their household.
You know, and people have done that and still beat their wives.
No, but I'm not saying that he continues to beat his wife. I'm saying, like, people should be able to have a chance to change.
He's had all the chance. When he beat Rihanna, I wasn't even born yet, and he still beat.
I can't take up for you, bro. Like,
you've had it how many years to change?
Okay, once again, to bring it back to myself, because I like to do that when I'm thinking about other people's flaws. I didn't have public scrutiny on me, but I still had those behaviors. I shouldn't be condemned. But I guess you could argue too, he have resources to change that I didn't even have, but I was fighting for my motherfucking life down here. I was fighting for my life down here. Okay. I always like that part.
But you also gotta look at it from a point. I don't know how Chris Brown was up wrong.
His dad used to beat on his mom.
Yeah, so you see that. You're supposed to be the change that you want to see.
You are supposed to be the change you want to see.
You became a functioning legal adult at 18. You was over here sidestepping, doing the worm on the stage, singing your little heart out with T-Pain and everything. And it never dawned on you, I never want to put a woman in the pain that my mom had to go through when I was younger.
I know a lot of decisions in my life was based on I don't want to do it because of what I saw when I was younger.
Michael Jackson's dad. It's giving a lot. It's giving anime eat the cake.
It is. It really does. It gives that.
And I don't like it. I don't like
Your Nana was anime eat the cake. She was Ike Turner. And I became little baby Ike Turner.
Anime eat the cake.
She was both. And I think I came out to be both too. Emotionally it was both. Like, but physically it's like, nigga, you gonna have to stop. Nigga, the moment you gonna have to stop. So I ain't had too many problems with Dante. But I had enough. I had enough that it shouldn't have been. But I'm happy we kept that from you. So you ain't have to grow up and see neither one of us hitting neither one of us. You ain't watch us hit each other. Now you heard us arguing.
Soft sensitive child.
You were a soft sensitive child.
I used to sit outside y'all room and cry.
Girl, I was like that too when I was little. Like the moment somebody would argue, I would bust out into tears.
Why we yelling?
Like, but you was like that. You would literally.
Like raising their voices. It's like, why are we yelling if we're not having fun?
The dog don't even like when we yell and we touch you. Like if we playing and shit and we yelling in it, like, cause me and Charlotte do play a lot. She will like start to bark and growl and fuss at us until we stop. And she do not like confrontation whatsoever. But Charlotte didn't either when she was little. Like if I was yelling and fussing at Dante, because usually it was typically me.
For some valid reason.
It would be a valid. I'm happy I got a witness because it would be a valid fucking reason, bruh. It was just like, but that's not an excuse. I don't even want to be with people who make me go there.
Yes,
like,
indeed, but we
period.
have to deal with the situations that we have.
Period. But while I was there, I'm like, bitch, you are not about to play in my face. Like, I can't.
And I understand that.
I can't. You about to get both of us killed because I'm about to go off of here. But like literally though, I will say on average he was not the verbal abuser. He just did a lot of dumb shit that was psychologically damaging. His actions, basically. His actions were very it put a burden psychologically, all that shit, the things he would do.
And then I feel sometimes like the most angering thing is people acting stupid in your face, and that's what he was doing.
And then he was verbally abusive in the end. So let me change that too, because he was the type of verbally abusive where it wasn't him yelling, but he would say things psychologically that would fuck you
like
up.
Snide comments.
Yeah, snide comments. I just was saying that about people in my past, and you use that same word, and you weren't even in here. I love our vocabulary for us. You really are. You always were. Since you were like able to speak, you always said big words.
I just can't read.
No, you can read. You can't spell. There's a difference. And it's weird because you can read your ass off. Like you above grade level of reading and comprehension, but it's like if you get that girl a spelling test, you would think she's unintelligent.
I used to be on my side in second grade because she used to give us spelling tests, and I only remember one time I actually studied for the test, and it's when you made me do the shaving cream thing. And that's the first and only time I could study. Because I would never tell you. That's the thing. I would always forget and keep it in my backpack.
I was trying though. Like, I was really trying to figure out, even before school started, I was trying to figure out, because you did shaving cream stuff even before school started. And I was just trying to figure out ways to get you to, like, spell. And you just shitted on my advances. Like, you played in the shaving cream, but you never wanted to spell.
And so every time we took a test, I would forget about it because you were never one of those parents, okay, I know Charlotte leaves stuff in her backpack, let me go check her backpack. You were one of those parents, Charlotte's going to tell me, even though she forgets 100% of the time.
I felt like you remember most of this time, and I had the after school program that I paid for them to do homework with you.
They didn't do no spelling test with me.
I literally paid for that. Like,
But
what a waste of my money.
So I would forget and leave it in my backpack, and like the day or two, like we're doing a spelling test, and like I'd look around the classroom because she would say it obviously, so we could spell it, and so I'd look around the classroom for a word that looked like it always got 100. I'm smart.
You know what I used to do for my kids? If they had spelling words on the wall, I'd cover that bitch up or take the poster down. She
didn't have the spelling words, though. She had posters in her class with words on them.
So you would piece together.
Yes.
Okay, I got you. That's smart. That's intelligent.
So, like, if I was thinking, like...
That's using schemas. You building off stuff you already got.
I don't know how to spell house. So I look around the classroom and see something that's house shaped. Maybe it has a word on it. And I could see... Or like she used to have like the vowel sounds, like
so that y'all at the age where they had word walls and all that stuff.
Yeah, so I do that, but she would cover her word wall, so I just.
Yeah, I used to cover mine. I was like, you ain't getting no fucking freebies over here. It's real learning over here. Is the challenge, bitch. Did you study or did you not?
Most of the time I don't study. I just get it right because when I was in school.
That's how I
only
was too.
subject that I couldn't not study in, it was probably math. That was the only subject that I could not study in.
It's
Like
called repetition.
if I would, if I couldn't just sit in class and listen to the teacher talk and know what I'm doing for the test the next day. I would have to focus on what she's saying. Go home, watch a YouTube video, write it down, do all this, look at the notes she made me write in class, and maybe I'll know what she was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But for all my other classes, including English and like design and all the other specialty classes I took, you tell me in once, I'll probably remember it.
That's how I am. I do research for my own thrills, but like I don't have to sit and study until I got to college. But then I still learned how I could learn. The reason that college was hard is because you have all these different classes and you got all these different books, and that's why I'm burnt out on reading. But I'm trying to rebuild. But you got all these, and I'm burnt out on reading for a multiple two to things.
Yeah, me too. I look at the page, the words start moving.
But just imagine having like, you could have like all these reading assignments just for one class. And it's just like, bruh, I cannot. I gotta read my notes. I gotta read these sections, make new notes. Then I gotta think about how this ties to what you talked about in class. So it was like a lot of, I realized that it was more about the lecture, taking good notes in lecture, and then going through certain chapters and making sure you got certain concepts that maybe they didn't cover fully.
What I started to do when I started getting lazier in school, definitely like English, I would say we were reading, what's a good book that you read in school? I don't know, Who Is Maya Angelou? And we had to do like a work, like we had to do like a paragraph or something on it. And if I didn't feel like reading the book or the book wasn't interested in me, I had to Google like,
oh, y'all lucky.
you don't even have to use AI. Back in my day, we just used.
Back in my day, we had to work cite our findings.
They taught us how to cite, so I know how to cite what I do, but you don't gotta cite it if you just keep it in your head. But
Plagiarism.
It's plagiarism. What I used to do, D1 plagiarizer, is.
And then I made into it.
I'm not in school no more. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Y'all can't find the lessons that I did because y'all never know. I was so good at it. What you do is you copy. So you.
How is that D1 plagiarizing?
Okay, so you go into like, say you're working on like a Google worksheet or something. You go on a blank Google worksheet. You copy and paste whatever was from the paragraph that you're reading. You're reading a Wikipedia page about frogs. So you copy down what you see in the facts. You type it, you recopy it onto your page, but you form it, you add enough different words to it to make it your own. Like you change some of the words.
Part. I had to pause the video. I had to pass gas and I didn't want y'all to hear it.
You about blew me away.
I didn't even lie. I didn't even make a sound. It was cute.
The way we lies on ourselves.
Charlotte, it did not blow you away like it
Blew
could.
it to the mirror.
Sassy is laying down chilling. Stop lying, man. You be trying to lie with me, bro.
And so basically, you just copy it onto the other word page that you're doing your lesson on, and you write your sentence next to it, and you add the words from the old sentence, but like you add it to a flavor of your own. Like you gotta mess up on some words, like add a stutter in there or something, like a run-on sentence, and like take it to your teacher after you delete the other copy or whatever. And you take it to your teacher to look at it so she can revise it for you. Because that's what our teachers used to do. She would either have your classmate revise it or you revise it or her revise it. So you take it to her and she'll show you what's wrong with it, not knowing the whole time I just copied this from Wikipedia.
Well, I mean, I wasn't lazy when it came to writing, so I always liked writing.
I am either when it comes
I
to
wanted
stuff,
it to be my own thoughts. I didn't want it to be nobody else's
when
thoughts.
it comes to stupid stuff like, oh, how you feel about this day, yes, I'm lying. But when I write about something I care about, like I can only think of like 3 things I wrote about that I care about in school, definitely in middle school. I don't like writing, but once I get into writing, I am fine with it. But like the beginning thought of writing makes me want to jump on the roof and off. So it'd be a little bit confusing. Cause it's like that's how I feel about writing.
I love writing. I just don't like the research papers because it's a lot.
Down on a research paper. Give me the questions, I'll answer.
Nah, I'm talking about like an in-depth research paper, like over 20 pages. I don't like it, not because I don't like the writing.
Not messing with it.
I love the writing part. I don't like editing. I don't like having correct, proper grammar. And so that's the shit that bothers me. But writing the pages, I can write you a good 20. And you give me...
Max, you expect 20 out of one human. I am not a sweatshop.
You go to college, you can write you a good 20-page paper.
I'm not paying you to tell me to write.
Okay. Ma'am.
I am paying you to
You're paying them to teach you.
But I'm not paying you to make me write a book.
See, your problem is your generation don't like research. Y'all just like to see the first fucking thing and go with it.
What I care about when I'm researching, I love researching, but 20 pages is crazy.
Then pick a topic to research that you love.
You can't make me love something that much.
Yeah, you can.
Make me write a 20
Girl, you like arguing. So you literally, the way their research papers are set up is like you're arguing for something.
I was good at history.
Or against something.
I'm pretty sure I could be lying, but I do have a memory of like 6th grade. I'm pretty sure I either wrote as a slave master.
Oh, wow.
Or a slave on either to keep slavery or not to keep slavery. This is a memory
y'all playing devil's advocate over there, aren't y'all?
I can't remember which
one. What teacher made you play the slave master?
I can't remember whether I was the slave or whether I was the slave master, but I had this somewhere in my brain. I remember a worksheet, like a work paper like this, where I had to argue for it, and all them kids turned around and looked at me.
She said Negro and nigga.
Oh, yeah. No, she was talking about slavery, and all the white kids looked at me.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. So I don't think no teacher said that because I'd be up at school. But I will say that some teachers back in the day read the N-word because it was in a book. It was in a book, and so they felt like they could read it.
I get up and walk out the class. That's what I do.
Nowadays, y'all can just pull out the phone and record.
We can, but why should I sit? I'm not gonna sit there.
But Spamberger said no. I think the whole classrooms need to be recorded.
I love what she's doing and everything, but my second phone, see that I'd be like Kevin Gates up here. You can have this one, but I will have this one.
See, y'all got it whacked though because like y'all can't take the batteries out of the phone because that's really what be making the thing go off.
Oh, I never used to walk through it. Since I was a walker.
Well, that's a security breach. I'm talking about if you actually went through the metal detector. If you take the phone, the battery. Back in the day, if you took the battery out the phone, like say some people would put the battery like in their bra area or their like shoe or something like stupid, their belt area, like where something would go off, and then you'd have your phone. Your phone not gonna go off, but the battery would. So. It was different ways around stuff, but
what I used to do is, since you know how the school set up the back, like there's the back building with some of the teachers, and then it's like that little parking thing where the bus go, and then it's the fence where you walk to there. Since I was a walker, I would walk through that back fence all the time and walk through the field and walk to the block buildings.
To your actual class?
No, I would go to my friend's jailer class till the bell ring. Like, I'd get her to walk me to my class before the bell ring. And since I was in a classroom, and since it's early in the morning, nobody's worried about Charlotte. Nobody sees me. They're more worried about the kids that might be
coming off the bus.
Or if the bus isn't here, they're just...
So that's a security breach. That means that they're not protecting y'all.
Staring into oblivion.
So the way her old school was, it was an open campus. And I always used to tell her that, like, y'all school is an open campus. Like, a shooter could come in there and, like, do whatever he wanted to do.
But we could also get away better. if you really
That's
think
true,
about
because
it.
if you hear the shooter, then you
I
literally
gotta
could
go.
dip. You could dip. Yup, you could go
Climb
home.
that fence.
But you would also be a moving target if
But
he
you can't
did
shoot a
decide to come out
moving
and
target.
see
You
you.
gotta run in zigzags.
Okay, that might work, but it might not. It just all depends on who you dealing with. But yeah, I always used to say that because I was like, only like honest people are gonna come to the front building where the actual metal detectors are.
Another thing is when that gate lock, like Mr. Bland, in theory, supposed to lock it when the bell rings every single day. So in theory, if Mr. Bland is actually locking it every day before like the bell rings, nobody should be able to get over there unless they really want to and hop that fence. And you see how tall that fence is.
Girl, you do know that is not the only access point to get to that building or that school. You literally can come off the street.
Through that busway, yeah.
Yeah, you can come off the street, turn in, and you right there near the bus loop. Then you also got the street on the other side of the road where you actually like can walk in on that side, and you don't have to go to the front door, get the front building. You literally could walk into class. Now, security be there, but he's not everywhere.
We didn't start getting security till that girl came with the ankle monitor. For real, I don't remember us having.
Yeah, I should have had security when that boy got stabbed.
Oh yeah, that was ghetto.
But yeah, we've been having conversations about, is some shit condemnable?
And
I think rape is.
And I think hitting people is.
I don't think hitting people is something that you should.
To his magnitude.
His magnitude, he almost killed her, yeah.
And we gotta think about it. It's not just one woman. I feel like it wouldn't be more excusable.
The one with the phone, I really don't feel like that count because you was invading his personal space and he do have the right to protect himself.
I don't know what you're talking about. But
it was an incident with the phone where I think he hit somebody or something. But I think they low key like started that.
Just always remember that you have a life to lose, and at that magnitude of thing, walk away. But I think that it would be not excusable, but like, okay, you've only done this one time.
How many strikes should a person get?
3.
Should humans be making these decisions and calls, or should God be handling this?
I mean, both. We gotta live here.
Exactly. We have to live here.
And until we go meet him, I mean, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. I mean, yeah.
I agree. Like, it is our human right to create a society and environment that is safe for us. So she said 3. You sound like Bill Clinton. You know, he fucked up a whole lot of people's lives with that 3-strike rule.
Okay, yeah. But how many chances? I mean, technically for me, it's 2 or 1.
I think.
So he's better than me.
I think that if we really did society where it cared, I think that jail would be a rehabilitation and not just a business. It would actually be to help people through, like, if you had childhood trauma and trying to work through that. But like you said, you can bring the horse to water, and if it don't want to drink, it don't want to drink. But you would at least get to know that you tried. I think the way that society is now, I don't really think it pushes healing culture.
I know that you tried with my dad, and he didn't change.
Well, I don't think your dad is. I think your dad is a lost cause, but that's just me.
My point. So I feel like there's people.
But I think there are people that are lost cause, and I think there are people who are literally lost.
And I think he's a lost cause.
You think Chris Brown is a lost cause? I don't know. I don't get that from him.
I do.
But you've made a pretty great case, so. Thank God I ain't God. I might be a God, but I am not the God. Because, gosh, that is a lot to think about. In these human vessels, we can't. It's hard. Charlotte said she good. She's supposed to be a whole Libra. She did not play fair. Because when it came to me,
fair.
No, when it came to me, you was being biased and said men deserved
it. Okay, I'm joking. Sometimes men don't deserve it. But
men don't deserve it at all.
Yes, but like if you're playing in my face and I have a reaction to you playing in my face, yes.
But nobody should get their hands put on them because you played in somebody's face.
Like you tell me all the time, if you're in this space where I can put my hands on you, you got what you deserve sometimes.
No, I say that when you are encroaching on my personal space.
Yes,
and you are fucking around to find out. Exactly.
If we are arguing and you are in that motion of space.
Yeah. You need to go somewhere.
Yes, you low-key kind of got what you deserve. Now with
personal space is real.
Yes. Now with a man and a woman, the lines get a little blurred there because you are 10 out of 10 times, you're most likely stronger
than the average woman, yes.
So
you saying that men should have some type of special restraint because it's a woman and he's on average stronger than her.
Yes, and women should restraint to not hit a man. Now if they're in your personal space and they keep playing with you and you're arguing,
I think if they haven't put their hands on you, you should not be hitting them.
If you're in my personal space, I'm gonna hit you. I'm sorry.
I think you need some love and some growing and some help there and some resources. And maybe God will give you a journey to learn to keep your hands to yourself when someone don't hit you. She does. I don't know where this is coming from, but I just don't want her to think that's okay.
I don't.
But she don't even hit people.
I don't hit people, but I get the thought to hit people, and I restrain myself. And you see, a 15-year-old can do that better than a grown man.
She on his ass. She on his ass.
So I get the thought to hit people. But I restrain myself. I put my hands by my side and I keep it there till that person is out my space. Now, if you're not listening to me and you're just playing like, oh, I didn't told you to move, and you think it's funny that I'm telling you to move, and you keep.
So what if God said forgive Chris Brown and Chris Brown never did nothing else again that was like hitting women and all that stuff? Would you forgive him? Oh damn! She said she gonna look at God.
I'd have to ask why.
She gonna question God about it. You supposed to be able to ask questions though.
Oh yeah.
God, why you forget him and not him?
I'd have to figure out what we doing here. What's the case?
Okay, so do you forgive like Dante for the abuse and the traumas he's caused? So why do you forgive Dante? Is it because he's dead, or is it because
he's dead? And he also went through like the worst life ever. You have to think of.
But does that make it okay?
No, it doesn't. But you also have to think of it from the fact Dante was severely abused when he was in utero, baby, toddler, infant, toddler, child, teenager, adult. And when he finally became an adult and he had his family and he didn't know how to keep it, he lost his family. And he had to go through the torture of seeing not only his actual daughter growing up, he had to see his stepdaughter growing up that he spent most of his time with. He had to lose his dog.
He lost everything in the end.
Yeah, so Dante...
Even after I tried to give it, let him have it.
Punishments in life for the actions that he did. Chris is still just jucking and jiving on this stage with T-Pain.
You know what? Charlotte said we've been going through hell down here. We've been going through hell down here. Y'all niggas got the life to change, and y'all still ain't changing. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes, and I think if you have the access to help, like most white people, if you have they use it for the most part. Now, do they change? No. Timothy, he went on a vacation away. No, Timothy's in rehab. But I think when people have the access to change and they don't use it, that shows you that that's the type of person, no matter, like, you don't need to be around because you have the access.
So the money can't change you if you don't want to change.
That's like having the access to clean drinking water and you still drinking out of a puddle.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
You're choosing to drink out of the dirty water. So I get you. You feel like he has access to resources to change that other people don't.
And not only is he not using them, he's continuing this detrimental cycle to not only himself but other women that come into contact with him.
Yeah. Well, pray for him. I'm still stuck on the
He got
pedophiles
that one.
and the rapists. I don't.
If you think I
I
go
feel
hard
like-
on Chris Brown, wait till I start talking about R. Kelly.
I feel like they.
Robert Kelly, you
I
thought
feel-
you were fighting for your life when you did that interview with that woman? No, you would be fighting for your life if I was your lawyer.
I feel like all rapists gotta die. I feel like all pedophiles gotta die. But I do feel like there was a rape culture that
And that doesn't
was
matter.
created. See, she
Like
don't
you
give
used to
two
tell me.
fucks.
When you used to tell me when I was younger, so if your friends
be
jumped off the bridge,
sympathizing.
will you?
I be
If your friend, if
sympathizing.
Diddy is raping somebody, are you gonna join just because he's Diddy? No.
Not everybody is gonna do it, but a lot of people are followers. So maybe we
And
need a
that's
society.
your problem.
Maybe we need a society that doesn't have like blind following, like a society, because education is everything, and we don't have true, real education. But if we had a society where like everybody was taught to not be a blind follower, they were taught to question authority, they were taught to be able to say no to authority, and they were able to like literally go against the grain without having to be punished themselves, maybe we would have a better society. And when is the shit that's fucked up gonna die off? And so, like, I don't know. When we make it. That was a good one. When we make it. When will that be? I'm just asking questions.
Want me to grab a crystal ball? Maybe
I'm
I can see
asking
into the
questions. Not just to you, but to myself, to the video, all that. But I'm tired. That was a lot. I came to make a video to say that I've been a bad person over the years. I have talked to my child any the fucking kind of way. I've even talked to the dog any the fucking kind of way. I've talked to myself any kind of fucking way. I've talked to other people any the fucking kind of way. I have abandoned myself. I have neglected myself. So much so that I am relearning everything that I was in a deficit from the deficit on up. And it's been hard. It's been a journey. It's been a struggle. It is nothing easy about it. That is why, Charlotte, people usually don't change, because it's not easy work. And a lot of people are
Going
not.
to work every morning isn't easy, but you do it.
But they do it for the money. So they have valued money over having a healthy mind, body, soul, and spirit.
You eat every day. Sometimes it's hard to eat every day. You still do
A
it.
lot of people are trapped in a rat race of chasing money, and they have not broken out of it. And so they think that having money makes them a better person. And we just talked about how having money don't make you a better person. If you're not going to utilize the money as a tool to make you a better person, then the money is going to actually not make you a better person. It might hold you stagnant in a comfort zone, and it actually might make you actually worse.
Beating women and peeing on people.
Lord. So I came to do this video about, how I seen that I wasn't a great person. Literally how betraying myself has allowed me to betray others, and just working on myself. And then my daughter came into the conversation, and we were talking about change. I know her focus is Chris Brown, but I would warrant people who watch this video, even if he see this video one day, to not look at it as just Chris Brown. This is a scenario that we are plagued by in the United States and elsewhere.
If Chris Brown ever wants to talk to me, or
Domestic violence is an issue on both parts. It is a genderless crime. And literally, I do feel sorry for men, because it be men out here getting their ass beat and
Yes.
getting fucking killed
Yes.
off some bitches that literally are not being held accountable because they're women. We have grown a lot, and they're doing a better job at locking up women too, and holding women accountable. But literally, domestic violence isn't no joke.
And that comes from a level of misogyny too, because
It is.
they think that, oh, it's a woman. How'd you get beat up by a woman?
It's misogyny. It is colonization, like white supremacist shit, like how they used to
You don't have to be black to beat on men.
excuse me.
You don't have to be black to beat on men.
Oh, those white men didn't let their women beat on them. Oh, we didn't play. We didn't fucking play back in the day. Nigga can get his ass beat, a pot of grits. He can get it any kind of way he want to get it. It just depends on what he want to do. Do you understand? We won't tolerate that at the high rate that they was tolerating that at their households. Our men can get their ass beat if they want to play.
Sometimes Susan need to get hit. I mean,
Oh no, we're not gonna sit here and say who needs to get hit. I'm just gonna say that some black women won't get their ass beat because they was fighting back. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fight for liberation.
And then there are some bitches like me that was just like, I'm gonna strike first.
And sometimes not the person that hits is the aggressor.
I was definitely physically aggressor.
Okay, just be quiet.
The nigga literally, yeah. I would take that. I'm grown from it though, because we stopped that in our relationship. So, and then it turned into killing. But I don't know. It went from like, okay, we're not going to be physically violent to, oh, I just want to out you. I want to take you out. So that's how domestic violence is, though. It goes from different levels of abuse till it revs up. And then there's a situation where someone loses their life, or either it is a murder-suicide. So literally, we do have...
nothing happens, the person gets stuck, or the person just leaves.
But most cases in abusive relationships, most times, definitely if you have put up with a lot of the abuse, when you do try to leave, the person that literally was getting away with all the abuse, they don't look at you as your own personal self. They look at you as their prized possession. They look at you as something that they possess and they own. And how dare you try to, leave and start a life of your own without them. And so that's why it turns into that violent death thing, is because literally they become possessive.
I think if I was to ever see Chris Brown in public, I'd have a few choice words for him and questions.
I think that's fair though. As long as you're being, I would say, respectful
as I can for a man that beats women for no reason. I'll be as respectful as I can hold in my body.
I guess I raised it right.
He wasn't so respectful then, so why should I be respectful to him now?
I mean, you're not gonna get what you're looking for if you go at him with disrespect. That's all I'm saying. That's anybody.
Could DM him on Instagram.
I don't think that would be good. I think a person, if you was ever to see him, to ask him certain questions would be cool. Just be respectful. And I say be respectful, it's like not out of like being, a punk or anything. It's just out of like being a human being. Like you're not gonna get, flies with vinegar. You get more flies with honey, and which is actually a lie. But
okay, so trap him like that lady did R. Kelly in that interview. I get you. I get your fly. I get your fly.
Charlotte trying to create a surviving Chris Brown, and I'm not sure if we're there yet.
Because we really need to go.
If there are victims that exist, but I don't want nobody making up shit.
There's victims that
exist. Okay, but they're not actively trying to do that. We're talking about people like maybe there's others outside of what we know.
That 90s, I don't know, mystical rape, I don't know what came out you
How
just
mystical
now.
Get in here?
Didn't he touch somebody?
He's been accused multiple times.
Yes, so that just came out you right now, and I want you to hone it back in.
What are you talking about?
That one just blew me astronomically.
But we already know about these ladies, so it wouldn't matter.
So did it not matter when they did Surviving R. Kelly?
I guess you're right.
Did it not matter when they did The Downfall of Diddy on TV?
I guess you're right.
I think that's what it was called. The only way we could move and progress into the future is if we know the past. And we know Chris Brown in his past and present likes to hit on women. And it's one of Diddy's disciples.
Should have had a whole dissertation. Like, she hijacked my video. Guess she had to get this out. Anything about yourself you want to talk about? What's your sins?
I used to steal pennies and give them back.
She used to steal more than pennies.
No, I've never stole. I've only stolen pennies from you. Now, I have stolen
pens, markers.
No, I'm just talking about money in general.
Oh.
The biggest bill I have ever stolen from somebody is $1, and I did it in like 1st or 2nd grade. She kept flaunting her dollar around, and you have forgot to give me $1, so I was already mad. And so she kept flaunting her money around, and I was like,
how dare I forget?
Yes, how dare you? And so basically, I knew where she had kept her money in, and mind you, I think I already had money. I think I had like 4 quarters. It was only $1 to get stuff. So I had, so
she just ain't had what
I
she wanted.
can't remember where she kept that dollar, but I took it when nobody was looking. Like absolutely nobody put me. Like her whole dollar went missing. I helped her look for it. The whole time the dollar was in my boot, and I didn't find that dollar until I turned 8 or like 9, and I had still had the boots because I could still fit them. And I looked in the boots because I felt something weird in the bottom of my boot while I was at school, and I was like, "Why is $1 in there?" I was like, "Oh, I still have this dollar that I stole from her."
Well, you need to go ask God for forgiveness.
I forgive myself, and I think that's enough.
That's what forgiveness is, forgiving yourself. The fact that you helped that girl look for her fucking money, and then you be trying to act like I'm such a bad guy because I say I will hurt people and help them look for them later on. See, you actually did it. I just said I would.
A valuable lesson that day: when you have money, don't tell everybody in the world, because the closest people to you could be your enemy.
This is the fuck crazy. So now she even though it does work like that, I just don't like that your mind worked like that already as a child. Like, yeah, you were her lesson, but damn, why can't she live in a world where she could be happy? You hate her.
It wasn't that she was happy with her dollar. It was the fact that I needed $1.
You didn't need $1. You had 4 quarters.
In theory, I needed $1.
In theory, you needed. God, watch this girl of her sins. And when I say that, I mean she don't do it ever again.
Yes, I'm not petty theft.
You giving it. You want to know the truth? That was my worst fear before I even pushed you out the cooch.
Yeah, you pushed it onto me. I was always scared to steal when I was younger. Because
your daddy used to steal so bad. I used to be like, please don't let her be a thief. And then your mama already, she kind of like a borderline, got some issues, had some issues there. Yeah, me, I had some in my teen years, but I think that was more like a phase.
But yeah, you had pushed it on to me so bad. I was really scared to steal until I got older and I started becoming less afraid of things. It's like
that's how it starts.
I didn't know, because I've never been the type of person where I abuse my power over a situation. People that still are abusing their power over multiple situations to the point that they get caught because they
abusing their power, or are they stealing other people's power?
It's a little bit of both, because you also have to think about it. Every single day in life, we have a chance to steal something, even though we don't realize it. They just realize it, and they take that power of realizing it and put it into use of stealing. So it would be taking your power and taking somebody else's things to use to gain power. And my motto is, once you feel like when you get too comfortable with things, definitely when it's like borderline bad things, and you keep doing
Sassy it even sleeping. She putting her hands over her ass.
Because you think you're bigger than the
like,
program.
Can we go to bed?
Because you think you're bigger than the program. That's when you get caught. That's when you start to get caught for stealing. And I think that's where most people mess up with stealing, is they think, oh, I stole one time and I didn't get caught. I'll never
get away with it.
And I always knew I could get caught anytime I steal. Now, did I really care? Not really. But my motto was always, the worst thing that could kind of happen to you is you either die, you go to jail, or you go to juvie. So anything below that is not really that bad.
So you getting your ass beat was never a fear?
It is, but it lasts not that long.
And you didn't get that many either. It shows.
I've seen people get absolutely.
No, I'm not talking about because you kept stealing or you stole. I'm just saying that what you lined up as what could happen, you didn't name ass whooping. So.
I'm sorry I wasn't abused as a child. I'll fix it for you.
No, I mean, you got your ass whooped sometimes. It just wasn't often. I'm happy you didn't. I wish the times that I did beat you and lose control that I wouldn't have.
Bring it up a lot for somebody that's happy it didn't happen.
I think I bring it up because it's like one of the things that I actually did not partake in to the full extent of how my mother did. So I think that's why I bring it up, that you didn't get your ass whooped that much.
What? Yeah,
I'm sorry. But yeah, go ahead.
Getting older and realizing punishments, I view punishments as like a total pole of punishments. Okay, you can either die for something, go to juvie, go to jail, get expelled, suspended, get in trouble at home. Your mom take your phone. I get on punishment. I get a whooping, and that's really all my punishments that I've ever really thought of having that I've only had. So I always thought about it like this. Now, what is the category of in trouble will I get for this? So I'm prepared and ready for stuff to happen.
So do you have a stealing problem now?
No, I never had it.
It wasn't a problem. It was just the opportunity that day, and you took it the worst option.
I didn't take the worst option.
I think you did. That was not
because when
needed.
I found the dollar, I was in school.
You didn't even fucking use it.
No, but when I found it in my boot years later, I actually needed it, and I used it.
But you weren't even broke, bruh.
I was.
You weren't.
Was in elementary school.
I know. In those early years of elementary school, we were okay. You literally had packed lunch. You was using those dollars just so that you can get treats. Exactly. So you didn't need it. That was a luxury. Oh my gosh. You know, when some people say we excuse stealing because people are hungry, they're not talking about sweets.
I know.
They're talking about actual food.
Hungry people, and I wanted my sweet things. Should I have stole her dollar? No. Am I sorry that I stole her dollar? No. Would I do it again? No.
Okay, well, as long as you're not going to do it again and that you know it was wrong, I'm going to allow you to work through whatever that, no. And then you going to blame the victim.
To an extent, yes, because you always taught me when you have money, don't tell nobody you got money and always keep your money on you. When I stole her dollar,
I grew up with a bunch of thieves.
When I stole her dollar, I always kept my money on me. So
I was trying to protect you from you.
I always kept because I realized people could actually take it. So I started keeping my money on
victim
me.
Bruh.
My backpack or my lunchbox, it was always on me.
Well, as long as the behavior hasn't repeated and you have stopped it, I'm happy to hear that you have got your vice underneath control. But that was one of my worst fears when you were little. I mean, not when you were little, but when you were in conception, I did not want you to be a thief. I was like, please don't let that be something that he got inherited. Let that be something that he's acquired on his own. But don't let that shit be something that's like generationally passed down. Like, I do not want my child to be a thief. I do not want my child to be a thief, God, please.
I think it can be passed down, but for him, it's just, he has so little thrill in his life that's what he has to do to have an adrenaline rush when it's like you can do things actually good for you. Fun.
Yeah, you can continue to do things. You don't have to go to jail.
When you do when you still, that's literally all it is an adrenaline rush, and then you realize you have this stuff that you didn't really want, but now you have it.
I don't know. I think different people got different reasoning, and some people are kleptomaniacs and have no reason to reason at all.
That's usually what kleptomania is. You see something you think you can steal, you steal it. Now when you're not in that mode of stealing anymore, you're like, why did I even take this? I just wasted my time.
Not in it. Like Junior literally.
Yes, and that's it too. A lesson is, it's there, I'm gonna take it. That's kleptomania. I'm so bored.
I think that's what Junior is.
Nothing to do, and I can just take it, and I don't think I'm gonna get caught. Yeah. And now that I have this thing, what do I do with it?
Yeah, it's like it's here. It's an opportunity. I'm just gonna do it. But yeah, I don't know. I pray hard, but I thank God.
You say I steal a lot, but I don't see.
No, so you don't steal a lot. What she does, it's stealing though. It is. It's borderline stealing, but because I'm your mom and you think you just have, like, I guess access to my shit.
No,
She will come in here. No. That's stealing. That's stealing.
It's funny. And I always
she been doing this since she was a baby, y'all. So since she was a baby, she will look you in your eyes and literally mesmerize you with her eyes. Make sure that you are not paying attention to her hands. And I swear to God, this is since she was a baby. She will literally reach for whatever she's reaching for while she's staring you in her eyes, just smiling at you, just making eye contact with you, and she's slowly pulling whatever she got in her sights to herself, and then she say fuck you and crawl off. And then she just grew up with this trait. Like, even though I've called her out on it, like, she will literally,
you're always like, you'll like remember hours later, like, say I still like, okay, maybe your remote, and you're not paying
you
attention.
do that all the time.
But like, say I steal your remote and you're not paying attention, you're on your phone and you're looking for your remote, and I come in here and help you look for your remote.
And then I'll laugh.
No, like, I just sit there seriously helping you look for your remote.
Yeah, that part, but after you give it to me, you bust out laughing.
Yes, because it's funny, the fact that you don't pay attention.
You're always
dangerous. You always taught me pay attention to your surroundings no matter where you are. Even if you're in your house, something can still be wrong, so pay attention to your surroundings. And so I think it's funny when you're not paying attention to your surroundings.
My child.
You always told me trust nobody.
Well, you gotta trust somebody. Shit.
So it's like funny. You're
trust yourself.
You're not paying attention when you're the most at it for paying attention. And I just take it, and you start looking for it. It's funny.
Girl, you know, I was overwhelmed back then. Nobody got time to pay no attention at home. I ain't had nothing left. It was done. It was zero. It was bankrupt. It was zilch. And you would fuck with my mind. Like, come in there. She'll come in there, and then, like, say for instance, if I had, like, some lip gloss or something that she liked, she'll come in there and just swipe it. She don't swipe wallets and stuff like that. But, like, she'll just...
I could just ask for it.
Say for instance, you got some extra batteries. It's like, nigga, why wouldn't you just ask me for my extra fucking batteries before you took them? And then she'll swipe it. And then God, like, I don't know what it is. It's like, whatever she swipes, I need it for that day. And then I realized, oh, she came here 5 seconds earlier and came here and took this and asked me, looked me in my eye, and walked out. And just walked
No, because the way you always say you remember it as you came in here, said nothing, and then walked away.
Yeah, you just look at me. Like, you look at me, and I'm inclined to believe it is a form of hypnosis.
I don't think it's hypnosis.
It is, swiper.
Well, to me, it's me just seeing if you look up at me and see what I'm doing.
Nah.
Or if you're paying attention.
You're doing something with them eyes, and you don't even realize it. You've been doing this since a baby. I don't think it's funny. That's the part that made me mad. Is like you'll literally give it back and be laughing. And it's like, stop fucking playing with me.
It's hilarious. It's like, oh, Shirley, where is this thing? Oh, I don't know, Mom. Where is it?
I'm just happy you aren't a thief. Because you'd be dangerous if you was. She be real. I mean, she's slick with it. It's just crazy. She'd be like, shit.
You would think after years and years of knowing this about somebody,
I do know it about you. I do know this about you, and I do know you be doing this. Just I be having to delay your processing because you be hypnotizing me, and that's what that's what I'm gonna blame it on. Like, you be hypnotizing me, so I catch on like
30 years later.
Shut up! It don't be 30 years. It be that same day, but it's just after the fact. After your spells done wore off. But I did. When Dora came out, I made sure she watched Dora the Explorer so she can know what Swiper was and that she didn't be Swiper.
Dora was slow because it's like you watched him. No, because there's a difference between not paying attention to somebody taking your stuff and watching somebody take your stuff and you let them. She
always stopped them. Swiper, no swiping.
And
Swiper, no swiping. I don't ever remember him getting away with nothing.
He never got away with it, but he would get away with it.
I never seen his hand touch anything. She'd always swipe or no swiping.
I remember episodes where he would take what she needed and she would have to go after him and take it.
I don't remember.
But it's
maybe
also
you know.
like
you watched it a lot.
It's also like comes from a point of like You sat there. You felt this little fox's hand creeping up on your backpack. The backpack that got eyes, mind you. Mind you. Eyes on the back of your back. And then say nothing to you.
The backpack ain't shit.
Closer than you think.
The backpack ain't shit.
Your enemies and your map are closer than you think. And it's crazy. Because she would just sit there. She wouldn't even be turned another way. She'd just be, swiper, no swiping.
Well, we done purged our sins. And I'm going to see if I can edit this video and take out that girl name too. Because you said her name. So I would just take that part out. But
It's been years later. She found out I stole her dollar. She's still mad about it. I mean, I don't know.
Girl, people that kill people for less.
I mean, you know what? They was shooting outside that school. Maybe let me tread lightly. I don't know.
Girl. Yeah, you was talking so you ain't sorry.
I'm not sorry.
Okay.
I wanted the dollar, so I took the dollar.
I'm just happy you're not continually taking the dollars.
Yes.
That's what I'm happy about. I'm going to sleep. I need to wash my ass and I need to go to bed. My eyes burn. But alright, y'all. What are you going to eat? Because it's late.
A coconut.
Oh, that's mine. Alright.